Well, let's say we blame a woman. What does it change? Does that solve the problem? And let's say we take the position of the women and we blame the men. Has that solved the problem? I don't think that this is a solution. I think the solution is that each sex has to discover who they are and their power, and they will both realize that they're both failing. The man is failing and the woman is failing. And the man is failing, we can say, because of women, and the woman is failing because of men. But at the end of the day, man is failing because he lacks knowledge. And we can say that woman is failing because the man is a broken shit. And that's why women hate men. Men, I've said it before, they pride themselves because they're the supreme problem solver, yet they're unable to solve women. So that means you can create like a machine that flies in space, right? That's fucked up if you think about it. Let's pretend that's real. But you don't understand the cow. This is not to say that a woman is a cow, it's just to kind of bring it from Saturn to a like four-legged creature who's walking on two legs with tits and an ass and a vagina. But you can send a man to I don't know where. Think about it for 2 seconds. So let's say you're a woman I'm not talking about a woman, a modern woman in her head nonsense, right? I'm talking about like a primal woman. And you see the man, you look at him, and he's like running to get a car and all this fucking bullshit. And you're like, why don't you do your job? And he doesn't even know what his job is. He doesn't even understand that he's got a job. He's a slave. What's the difference between today and a couple of 100 years ago? Today, our modern world is able to give the illusion to its slaves that they are free. A couple of 100 years ago, we can say it wasn't the case. So imagine, let's use that premise for the sake of conversation, okay? And it's not hard to understand. People like to believe in bullshit. You like to believe in democracy. Democracy? Really? Democracy? Really? Get the fuck out of here. Let's not get into that one. Look around. You're intelligent. You can put it together. It's gonna shatter your bullshit beliefs. So look at the world we live in. Look at it today. Consider where we're coming from. It's not hard to understand. So at the end of the day, the human race is a slave race. Imagine you are the woman. At the surface, you have to adapt. But let's say at the womb level, at the foundational level, you're still somewhat connected. Then you look at the man, who is the problem solver, the protector, the this, the that, all the things that men love to pride themselves with, right? And you look at him, and this fucking moron is wearing high heels with a $2,000 suit and can barely move his legs, with a tie and a white button-up shirt. I ain't got nothing against those cool outfits, honest to God, but it's just to give you a sense, right? As he goes up through an electric stairway, you know those stairs that go up alone, to the 18th floor in a cubicle to sit down in front of the computer, pushing buttons for a firm that sells remote control butterflies. That's what came up. And that dude is eager to grow in the ranks of that business and reach the top to define his manhood. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just use my perspective for the sake of conversation and just like imagine. So this is what the man is doing. No sense of what's happening and not doing fuck all about it. Whether in short term, medium term, long term, cosmic term. Fuck all. Embracing his slavery and trying to win who is the best slave. And he defines his manhood as I'm the top slave. Now, I know you're not going to like what I said, but you can definitely think about it for a second. Think about it. So what kind of man is that? Is that a man? You'll always be a man. You cannot not be a man. But where are your manly qualities channeled to? To be a good slave master. Thank you, master. So that you can get bigger and better toys. Within a system in which you're a subject, you're a slave. So what kind of man is that? You're already, I don't want to use the F word because it's going to insult people, but you're literally a bitch. Although you may exhibit certain manly skills and manly attributes, tenacity, strength, of course they'll come out somewhere. I said this, listen, it's hard for people to grasp. I love basketball and love professional athletes. I love everybody who succeeds and is the best at whatever they do because it's just awesome. But stop for a second. I'm like, Kobe Bryant plays basketball. This is a gladiator. If we're looking at a movie from the movie The Gladiator, they literally show you this is a guy, he's a slave. And they put him in an arena against other slaves to kill each other to entertain the masses who are essentially slaves to an emperor. It's not even hidden, it's in your face. Now, of course, the guy who's doing that is cool. Like, can you like look at fucking Russell Crowe in the movie? He's killing it with the black dude. I forget his name. I'm sorry, black dude. I love you. You're awesome. You look great, and the whole thing. But Jimu and Su, something like this. I don't know the name exactly. I feel bad, dude. It's my dude, though, right? And they're awesome. You're watching these. You're a little kid. This is like a superhero. I'm like, yeah, but you're a slave. Don't you get it? So let's go back to Kobe Bryant example or any other super athlete. I'm like, but you're a slave. What does it matter? So you've taken all your God-given talents and skills and put them to be, first of all, humiliate other slaves and to put a ball in a basket in a more fanciful way and a more, of course, now all the artistic savviness comes into play and everything that's divine about human beings comes in and expresses itself through you putting the ball in the basket. But zoom out for a second. You're a slave. You're a gladiator in an arena entertaining the masses. How does that make you a man if man is by definition free? You can make yourself believe whatever you want because you're now the top slave. The people love you and you get money and you can buy bigger things. But does that change the fact that you're a slave? But people don't like that angle because it shatters everything that we like to believe in, and our role models are suddenly like now just no different than you. Stuck. So what I'm trying to say is like, well, if you look at things from that perspective, put yourself in the woman's position from a womb level. Let's say the womb connects her to the basic fundamental intelligence of nature. And then she'll look at you. She does so unconsciously. She looks at you and she's like, what the fuck is this? It doesn't matter if you come with your big muscles and your monies. If she's as a slave also, she'll use you. Why not? She's as desperate. If you got more money than that dude, why wouldn't I use you? at the end of the day, if I'm going to be a slave, might as well be a slave with a rich slave. Is it not? So why are you complaining? You want loyalty? Why would a slave be loyal to another slave? She's loyal to the master, which is not you. So all of this begs the question, what's going on? And people are scared to ask the question because you need to re-examine pretty much everything. And at the end of the day, it's all in your face. And during this COVID war, it's so much in your face. It's so obvious. But people are in denial. It's like, no, we're free. I'm like, no, you're not. You've never been free. What's wrong with you? This is not new. This is just reaching the next level of magnitude. You've never been free. You'd like to believe you're free. You need to believe you're free because you don't know how to deal with the reality of things. You don't know what to do if that's true. You can't accept it. I respect you. And you may disagree. I'm like, so there you go. Now I believe in the Constitution of America. I'm like, Constitution of America. It's called the American dream for a reason. Anyways, this is my prerogative. You can consider it. Better yet, go dive deep inside yourself if you know how to do that, and go see for yourself what resonates. You'll know what I'm saying is true. You'll just feel it. You'll feel it because you know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this. So just to conclude on this little rant, how do you want, as a man, for a woman to respect you when you don't know who the fuck you are, where you're going, and what's the point of your life in our common time, at the time now? Because all of this, where you are, where you're going, what's the purpose of life, doesn't exclude what's happening now. We're not just throwing this away and pretending it doesn't exist. No. That's why the complexity increases. It's like this and that. Now, how does that come together? And then you expect her to really respect you. Oh my God, no, she's not. Maybe at the surface, if you're cool, you got money and you got friends and she can suck from you, she'll act polite and play the game and she'll be docile and quote unquote surrender and give herself to you. No, she's just using you. And this is what you've learned to know about women. And in the meantime, let's be honest, secretly, what are you looking for from the woman? I'm telling you, you're looking for mommy, man. I'm sorry, this is deep subjects. It's sad to speak about. It's not light and fun. And today's conversation was a little more serious, dare I say. I'm less clownish. But this is it. So in order to solve a problem, one has to land on earth and address it and look at it for what it is. No emotions, no I'm sad, no denial, just this is what it is. This is how we solve any problem. You got to be honest and assess the situation. If you're unable to do that, well, either I'm totally wrong, so why give me the attention? Why waste your time? Or if you're not able to do that, it's because you're unable to face the facts. And what I'm saying, I'm not the first one to say it. I'm certainly not the last one to say it. And this is what the old sages have always been saying, at least those who are actually sages, not trying to sell you a pipe dream. This is why people don't want nothing to do with these people. Because you don't like what they got to say. You're like, no. Me, I want to believe that I'm a hockey star. I'm like, yeah, you're a hockey star, but what's a hockey star? Could you understand? So everything, if you take something in isolation, everything is cool. Everything is infinite. If you take it and you zoom in forever, it's just like, yeah, but it's really nothing at the end of the day. When I was a kid, I loved hockey. I still love hockey. I think it's a beautiful sport. But you take it and you're just like, wow, this is Wayne Gretzky. He's like God. I'm like, but zoom out for a second. Look at the big picture. It doesn't look the same anymore. Does that change the fact that he's great and he's awesome? At hockey, if you zoom in hockey, no, he's awesome. And does that change the fact that he put his heart and soul into it and devoted himself to the God and the spirit of hockey and was arguably one of the best players to ever play the game? No. Did he not do amazing things? Of course he did. Did he not surpass the limits? Of course he did. Is not all of that not epic from a very small perspective? Of course it is epic. Zoom out is totally fucking pointless. The guy's playing on ice with little things and just skating and pushing a little black thing into a net to an idiot who falls left and right, while people are trying to break his head and smash him. What does that have to do with life? Anything. Do you understand? I don't want to disrespect Wayne. I love Wayne. God bless Wayne. Wayne was one of my first teachers from afar, of course. That's what happens when you take perspective. So imagine you had the capacity to gain the greatest of perspective. So I'm not even going at the greatest perspective yet. This is going to come in the next videos. I'm taking dharma or nature's perspective. Nature meaning the goddess energy, the realm in which you're living in. I'm like, zoom out and look at, let's attempt to look at it from her perspective. And we've just begun because there's so many more threads to explore. And look at this. It's like, whoa, okay, well, does that change the fact that Air Jordans are cool? No, that's the catch. That's what makes it tricky to navigate through. Of course it's cool. Air Jordans are great. Like, it's just a fucking pair of shoes made in China. It's probably not worth $12. But they're still great. Is that not an amazing brand? And the Jumpman's not cool? And wasn't Michael Jordan the killer on the... Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. See what I'm trying to say? And that's where people have a hard time. They're not able to perceive things at different levels at the same time. It's just either... It's like, no. Zoom out. It's like, this is a dude trying to kill other brothers because his descendants were slaves. And he's got all that genetic fucking pent-upness in him, and he found a place, and he's 6'6", and he jumps like a fucking giraffe. Giraffes don't jump. Like a frog. And he's awesome in that little isolated world. Yeah, for sure. And he's skilled like nobody else. I'm not taking that away. And he's did a great brand, and his career is fucking awesome. Yeah, zoom out. First of all, when you zoom out, it's totally meaningless. And at the end of the day, this is just another person who's trying to survive within the system. This is how he could, and he was used to entertain us so that we forget about our pitiful condition, our situation, and other corporations sell us shit so that we can buy. That's what it was. That's what, at the end of the day, Michael Jordan was. There's a word for that. I'm not going to say it because it's going to offend a lot of people, but y'all know exactly what word it is. It's exactly that word. That's what it is. This is a human resource used to manipulate us, the consumer. Of course, in order to manipulate us, it has to be awesome. So he's awesome. I'm not ever going to remove that from MJ because he's fucking awesome. But why is he awesome? How's that used? Certainly not for his well-being. It's there to entertain us, to distract us, and to sell us fucking shit. And if it's going to inspire you to do something, it's going to inspire you to be just like Mike. And what is Mike? I don't want to disrespect Michael Jordan, ever. But what is Mike? Well, Michael Jordan is unbalanced, with psychological fucking tensions, and is desperately looking for a fucking moment of peace. And I doubt that he's found it. Because he seems to not have figured out that golf is putting a little ball in a hole. It cannot satisfy the soul of a man. And it will not lead you out of this fucking constricted matrix system bullshit. Enough for now.